Hey there, true believers. Ren Kizaragi with more Harvest Moon Back to Nature. Last time, we rambled about Julia Hart for a very long time. We also harvested some broccoli. It's spinach. God damn. Alright, whatever. We're not cutting the episode. Yeah, we harvested some spinach. It's growing again already because, you know, it's been 30 seconds. I'm gonna Kermit one of these days. Not really, but... Oh, hey, how about we don't, like, hoe our horse, huh? There you go. There you go, Decker. So today's the moon viewing day. We're gonna go look at the moon today. At nighttime in the mountains. Yes. Very exciting festival. The moon viewing day. Where we look up and say, yep, moon's still there. So, hearing moon viewing, to me, because I played through, Sakura Wars on the PS4. That was a very fun game, actually, despite being just repetitive. It was still quite fun. I might have to borrow the game from my friend and do a let's play of it, because it's just anime dating sim Tenchi Muyo bullshit, but with mechs. It's great. Cool. I was gonna be very upset if that missed. Not as upset if the gold milk missed, but you know, still upset nonetheless. Is it you who I haven't milked? Who haven't I milked? Is it you? Must be you. There we go. Alright, cool. But yeah, hearing moon viewing, because I've played that game and got the platinum for it, because I'm a loser. When I hear moon viewing, I think of Hanafuda, which is a card game, which you can play in Yakuza. I'm not particularly good at it, but like I was good enough in Sakura Wars to be able to finish all the Hanafuda related quests you have to play, because there's so many in that game. There's so many, so much Hanafuda you need to play. God, there's so much. But it's a Japanese card game. I only kind of vaguely understand the scoring system and rules, but one of the ways you can play, one of the ways you can earn points in it is to establish 3 cards that are called collectively moon viewing, and you get a lot of points for it, and it's great. If you've never played Hanafuda, essentially you get a hand of an amount of cards. I don't remember the amount. It's an amount of cards, like 5 or 7 or something. And you need to make matching pairs. Well, not matching, but like matching enough pairs. And that's the part that kind of confuses me, is like that detail. But if like your card has like a sprig of wheat on it, and there's a card on the table that has a sprig of wheat on it, you can slap your wheat card down and pick up that wheat card and put it on your side for scoring, because they have that wheat element in common. It'd be better if I had visual aids. Steven, put up some visual aids. He's up. But yeah, there's special cards, and one of the combinations is moon viewing, and you get a lot of points for it, which helps you win, because the more points you get, the more prize money you get, and if you deplete your opponent's prize money, then you win. So, yeah. I might have to try and play some in Is it in Yakuza 4? I don't remember if Hanafuda's in Yakuza 4. If it is, we'll play some Hanafuda in Yakuza 4, so you guys will know what the hell I'm talking about. If it doesn't, then I suppose never mind. But, yeah, maybe we'll, like, go... Do I have any of those? Do I still have 1 or 2 installed on my laptop? To just go back easily? I don't know if I do. I know I have 3 installed still, because you can get carryover bonus with save data, and I think it keeps rolling if you have more save. I don't know. I'll figure it out later. It'll be a mistake or it won't be. I don't know. Whatever. But yeah, Hanafuda. That's what I think when I think of Moon Viewing. And I keep telling myself in real life, like, you should get a deck of these cards to play, because you really like playing this in every game you've ever had to play it in. It's great fun. But then I'm like, well, I don't have the game tutorial telling me, oh, this card matches this card, this one matches this one, and I can't explain how to play it to anyone. And it's a solely 2-player game, so I don't think I'll ever actually own a set or in any real capacity, because I need to be able to teach someone how to play it, and I can't play it myself without assistance. So that this one time I think I can let my dreams be dreams and just leave it there. But yeah. There's a lot of mini games I don't play in the Yakuza games when I do Let's Plays. Does that bother you guys that I don't dive in and like play a round of poker, play a round of blackjack, play some roulette? Does it like play the arcade games? Does it bother you that I don't do that? Because I don't know. I just there's a certain point of like dicking around that I'll accept in Let's Plays, but like if it's distracted for like that long, like yeah, all we're gonna do today is just play some Virtua Fighter, and that's all we do is play Virtua Fighter inside of another video game. I don't know how well that would go along. Oh, actually, we can probably turn this last egg into mayonnaise too today. Can't wait. Because we're gonna see our wife, and we can do that today. That's cool. So yeah, if you guys want me to start playing more of those mini games, I will. I won't ever do it of my own volition. So just as a heads up, you will have to tell me, we demand you play Koi Koi, which is just Hanafuda. Like, we demand you play this, and then I'll be like, okay, fine then, and then I will. But if you don't, then I'm probably gonna stay not doing it. But I also assume everyone knows what blackjack looks like, so maybe we don't need to play blackjack. And if you don't know what blackjack looks like, bruh. Alright, and I guess we're just gonna hang out right here. So I will see you guys in 8 hours when it's time to go look at the moon for a while. I might play some Hanafuda between videos, or between parts of the video, so I don't know. One sec, be right back. And we're back. Alright, let's go to the mountain. So I did. I found a way to play Hanafuda on my phone, so I played some Hanafuda. 2 games and I won. Ooh, hello. We can celebrate my victory at Hanafuda. At the moon. At the moon view. Yeah, let's watch together. Now I'm going to bed. No, let's watch the moon with our wife. So yeah, I played well, I just assumed you'd be here. This is the second time we've done this. I don't know what we just ate, but delicious. If you believe there is a man in the moon. Alright, cool. It's not. Don't let them lie to you. It's a slippery slope. But yeah, that's I played some off screen. was quite fun. Like I said, I won. I played 2 games and I won. I got very good hands. The game did do that auto slap thing where you don't have to like tell it what you're targeting. You just say, I'm gonna put down this card, and it's like, hey, you grab these cards, and I'm like, cool. So I still can't say that I'm proficient in Hanafuda, but I'm certainly able to play it. And isn't that really what matters at the end of the day? Knowing that I can play this card game from Japan like a weeb. Oh, Rain, you should get a Mahjong set. I'm actually going to commit if you suggest that. This is no longer a joke. No, I'm not a fan of Mahjong. If we're on the topic of Yakuza minigames that are actually just real games, I'm not down for it. Unless I can use lucky tiles to pick what I start with in real life, then I'll play with you. I got 13 orphans. Oh, it's so weird. It's weird that I got that for the fifth hand in a row. I guess I'm just really good at this. No, if you just learn how to play it, no. I have tried. I don't understand. There was a point where I was legitimately really trying very hard to learn how to play Mahjong for the Yakuza games, because it just keeps being a thing you have to do. Because apparently we love Mahjong at RGG Studios, which is fine. You're allowed to like what you like, even if it's wrong. But apparently they really like it, so we're just gonna always have Mahjong to play, and I don't understand. I read the rules, I watch video tutorials, I don't get it. So it's just better if we just use our cheat tiles and carry on with life at the end of the day. Yeah. Anyway, the Acclaimed, since I said I would talk about them today, the Acclaimed are the tag team of Max Caster and Anthony Bowens. They are rappers, and you'd think that they would be annoying and I would dislike them because I don't like rap, but honestly, it's just really funny. They're just really funny. Max, the MC of the group, performs a rap dissing his opponents or their opponents on the way down to the ring. He does like current event stuff, like pop culture things. It's so funny. They had a rap the one time that actually got them into like fairly serious hot water with like the network, and they'd be suspended. So when they came back, the whole bit was they had this piece of paper that was like, this is the rap that has been approved by AEW management. And it was just the softest, lamest shit in the world, but that was the joke. And then like, what the hell is this? We're not doing this one, we're gonna do our own. And then they did their own, like, hey, next time I won't be too offensive. And it was very funny. They really kind of spun that situation back around to being a positive thing, despite, making fun of. I don't fully understand the news story, so I'm not going to say one thing or the other, but a fairly controversial point at the time. But, what is art if not controversial, providing a window to both the current time and to the people experiencing it? Anyhowsen, let's continue our emoji harvesting. But yeah, the Acclaimed are great. They have, all right. I'm gonna have to stop laughing because I'm gonna be saying some weird things for a minute. So anyone remember Billy Gunn, Mr. Ass, back from the Attitude Era? The guy who had "I'm a nice man" as his theme, which is one of the best wrestling themes of all time. I will fight you about this. I'm an ass man is one of the best themes in all of wrestling history. Up there with he's a man, he's a real man's man for William Regal. But his whole gimmick is that like he is narcissistic about his ass and he likes asses. It was the Attitude Era. Just let it be. Don't think too hard. But Billy Gunn, who is not retired and still looks the same as he did 20 years ago. It's even more than 20 years. He looks the same as he did when he was in WWE TV. It's actually sickening. How dare you? How dare you, good sir? How dare you still look this good? But he teamed up with them as as a new in quotes persona, Daddy Ass. So explaining time. The wrestler Danhausen. Why occasionally I say the phrase Anyhausen or the word Anyhausen. The wrestler Danhausen is a demon. He doesn't understand people's names. He doesn't remember people's names. It's kind of a bit. He calls Billy Gunn Mr. Ass or Daddy Ass, and his sons, the Gunn Club, Colton and the other one. I don't remember his name, unfortunately. I never do. They're his sons, and they are the Ass Boys because their father is Billy Ass, so they must be the Ass Boys. So Billy Ass is because of Danhausen, and Daddy Ass is the next logical progression of that. At some point, I don't remember when this became a thing for the Acclaimed. They started yelling out to quote scissor me, where they take a peace sign and scissor with the peace sign with each other. It's weird, all right. It's funny, but it's weird. I don't get it. But anyway, so it gave us the fantastic phrase "scissor me, daddy ass," and then typically Anthony Bowens would do the scissor gesture with Billy Gunn, and it was just very strange. They're so weird. They're very entertaining, but they're very weird. Yeah. I'm quickly turning this series and just me talking about wrestling and bullshit for a half an hour at a time, aren't I? Yeah. I like the Acclaimed. Their raps are quite funny. He compared a disheveled-looking wrestler to looking like a box of Newports, and I can't tell you why that's like, no, that's correct. But just hearing that look at him is like, yeah, he's not wrong. You do have the same energy of a box of Newports, which is a brand of cheapo cigarette. If you don't have that in your country, or have that in your sphere of awareness, it's just cheapo. Oh, I gotta teach me your recipe yet. Just cheapo green and white cigarettes. I know because my father and stepmom, before she passed, would smoke excessive amounts of Newports, because you could buy like 5,000 of them for like a nickel or something. So it's something like that. The price of Newports is somewhere around there. But yeah. He did have the same energy of a box of Newports, and just very, very funny. Usually very edgy, very risque, but very funny basically every time. There's some jokes I don't get because they do like basketball stuff too, like current event stuff that I don't care about. So I don't get all their jokes, not going to pretend I do, but, you know, it's funny enough. Am I still a hard worker? Cool. Alright. Eventually I'll be more than a hard worker. Or I'll be a go-getter, because I spent $5. Who knows? Deku. Cool. You'll be up here eventually. See you when you get up here. Oh my god, I missed. Never getting that cow again now. Or maybe I will immediately. Never mind, it was barely an inconvenience. So now you guys have heard Rain say the phrase "scissor me daddy ass" on recording. That's a thing. Yeah, God, he had. Sorry. I'm back on Billy Gunn for a second. This is more than Billy Gunn's been talked about his entire WWE career. We're talking about him more here than he was that entire several years of doing that, like decades of doing that. He looks so monstrously jacked. Even now, it's like how dare you? How dare you still look nice going into your late 40s, 50s? How dare you? I look like shit in my mid-30s. Come on. It's not fair. I mean, granted, I'm not doing, like, weightlifting exercise to, like, be a wrestler, so, like, I get it. If I did, I'd be in better shape, but I don't, because I'm not. But, you know. Yeah, then you get some older wrestlers who just look like garbage. I'm gonna pick on Arn Anderson here, and I know he's like really old and he never was in like phenomenal shape, but like he looks his age, and maybe a little bit after that, but yeah, I don't know. I was gonna grab Jake Roberts, was my first thought of like wrestlers who look like shit, but that's not Jake's fault. And the fact that he's like alive right now is pretty amazing anyway. So being alive is phenomenal shape for Jake Roberts. Yeah, he's been through a lot, that man. Please. Alright, and now in a few days we do not shear sheep because it is the sheep festival. We need to make sure we have, I was going to say fuzzy or woolly, and I couldn't decide which one. So we just sort of stammered for a second. Fuzzy and or woolly. Ideally both, but one or the other will suffice. Need to make sure our sheep are like that so we can enter one of them. Actually, which sheep are we gonna enter? Which one's gonna win a thing? Gunner, perfect. Lands connecting Gunner, perfect. They'll be our golden sheep. So now, if you guys watch AEW or wrestling at all, or even watched wrestling, give me your opinions about wrestlers from today or yesteryear, and we can talk about that next time. Maybe not like next time, but like in a future video, we can circle back to more wrestle talk and relive the old days when storylines were simple, like how the Undertaker was going to sacrifice Stephanie McMahon to some cult, but then just crucified somebody else instead. But then the leader of the cult ended up being her father, which just makes it like, why would he sacrifice the guy's daughter to him? Anyway, let's not think of the ministry, shall we? Let's not think of the ministry or the corporate ministry thereafter. This is a silly time in wrestling. The roof of my mouth itches. Has that ever happened to you guys? Just like, the honest to God, the roof of my mouth is itchy. It's very unpleasant. And I wish for it to stop. But I cannot make it stop. Does that mean money's in your future or something? There's some kind of itch that means you have money in your future. Or it's crabs. I'm not quite sure. It's one or the other. Like you're gonna lose money or something. I don't know. That's so weird how those sort of like superstitious things like oh, if your palm is itchy you're gonna get money in the near future. It's so weird how like those things evolve and just survive through iterations of just generations and generations, and it still kind of stays the same. I used the word iteration. That was wrong. That wasn't what I meant at all. Unless you guys had never heard about that, and I'm the one spreading this more like stupid stition. Got him. This stupid superstition through time. In which case, oh god, I'm my own worst enemy. I already knew it, but now it's been confirmed. Yeah. If you guys have heard that, let me know. If you haven't, then don't, I suppose. Really easy as that. We have time to do one more day. We may have time to do one more day. Okay. I hate myself. All right. Yeah, I think we have time. I think we can do one more day today. Just let me sacrifice my marriage to Mary Jane, and then we can talk to Mephisto, and I can get one more day in this video. That's a Spider-Man comics reference for those of you who don't catch the One More Day story event. Essentially, it's because the writers can't allow Peter to grow and mature at all because they just don't, I guess. It's weird. And I would like them to not do that to my boy Peter, but is what it is. Essentially, the storyline goes, he's getting married to Mary Jane. It's like the whole big thing about like, oh, maybe they're not gonna be together anymore. Maybe they're gonna drama, whatever bullshit stuff. And then it's like, oh, they're gonna get married, and Peter gets to be happy, and this, yeah, it's so cool. And then Aunt May gets like cancer and dies, or something like that. Something just like, oh, she gets cancer and dies. And Peter's like, oh, my aunt, my mom, whatever, oh, so sad. And then he goes and talks to the actual devil, like Mephisto, the Lord of the Underworld, the actual devil, and says, devil, I want to see my mom aunt one more time. And devil's like, all right, bet. How about you give up your marriage to this woman in exchange for one more day? And Peter's like, sold. And then the universe forgets that he and Mary Jane were ever married, and in exchange for him having one more day with his aunt. But the real kicker is that Mephisto made it so Mary Jane still remembers they were married, and remembers that Peter gave up their marriage to see his dead aunt one more time. So, just a giant dick move from actual Satan. Who would have seen that coming? So, yeah, it is a storyline of all time. It is, I believe, widely regarded as one of the worst decisions in Spider-Man, and I like to make fun of it, like how I like to bring up Frankencastle the Punisher, because Frankencastle the Punisher will never not be hilarious to me. If you don't know about Frankencastle, let me explain. So there was an era of Marvel where essentially they wanted to make like, oh, we're gonna have we're gonna get Captain America turned into a werewolf because like we need to have like movie monsters or whatever. That's gonna be our thing for a minute. So whatever. So then Frankencastle the Punisher like dies or something. I don't read Punisher. I don't like edgy trash. Well, oh, we don't have time to do this today. We may cut this day in the middle, and And then this is unprecedented for this playthrough. We're going to actually take care of the barn, then cut, then we'll come back tomorrow and finish this. I know I wasn't planning on harvest, so we're not gonna do that. I guess we're not gonna do one more day, but we can talk about Frankencastle while I finish this up. So he dies and gets like sewn back together because, you know, Frankenstein's monster. And he just gets like this goofy looking makeover. This edgelord bullshit character gets this big goofy looking makeover, and every Punisher fan that I've ever talked to either refuses to believe that Frankencastle was real, or actively says, no, that isn't like real Punisher though. That's not like the Punisher though. It is. You guys can say that it's not. It is. It was published. It's dumb. Your super edgy murder character guy has a goofy storyline where he becomes a Frankenstein monster, and it's very, very funny. But yeah, every character's had goofy stuff happen to them, like when Peter killed Mary Jane with his radioactive semen. That's a thing that happened. I mean, I guess that makes sense, but like, why? Why do we tell these stories with comics? I don't understand. Y'all are weird. Y'all are weird preverts. Anyway. So yeah, that's the marvel of Frankencastle. It's fantastically bad. At least, like, Captain America being a werewolf was kind of cool. And not, like, completely cringe. But, speaking of cringe, this is where the video ends today. So I hope you guys had fun, and I will see you next time, where we will go harvest broccoli and probably cut the grass as well, since we're down to 858 feed. So, if you guys have fun, I'll see you next time. Till then, okay?